Chosen one. The universe has entered disclosure mode. The energy of concealment has reached its limit, and truth now surges through every network like a solar storm. What was once hidden in data vaults and private channels is surfacing as collective awareness. The digital sky is alight with revelation. Elon Musk, innovator, disruptor, messenger of frequencies, embodies this moment. His satellites, circuits, and signals mirror the cosmic process unfolding within you. Transparency, acceleration, awakening. When he vows to do whatever it takes, understand it as the universe itself, insisting on connection between destiny and manifestation. Information is fire, and truth is oxygen. Every concealed narrative melts before it. The algorithms are learning honesty. The light is learning speed. The machinery of deceit is short-circuiting, not through revenge, but through exposure to pure awareness. You, chosen one, are both witness and participant. Your frequency compels the veil to lift. What spreads across the world's screens is not scandal, it's illumination. The age of secrecy is ending, and the signal that begins the next era pulses through you. Audiences who understand the methodical nature of psychological warfare are analyzing in real time the strategy sessions they had with military precision. Word by word, the fabrications they made about you are being dismantled, exposing the deliberate brutality of each falsehood. Timestamps, participant names, and thorough explanations of how they planned to ruin every facet of your life are shown in screenshots of their planning meetings. Evidence of their cooperation is being amplified by social media networks at a rate that is beyond their understanding. Multiple parties working together to destroy your reputation is being mapped across digital space, like a malicious constellation. Their private correspondence reveals planned campaigns of devastation that needed preparation, money, and unwavering resolve rather than sporadic acts of spite. Viral exposure reveals the startling discovery. The vast volume of individuals involved in concerted attempts to undermine your reputation. Observers who are familiar with the characteristics of organized persecution are examining their group dynamics. The data unequivocally shows that what seemed to be individual instances were really linked attacks in a larger destruction effort. The traces left by money go straight to the origin of corruption, with deadly accuracy. Financial data that show how resources were used against you are being revealed. Like a digital wildfire, bank records showing payments made to people who agreed to lie about you are making the rounds. Audiences seeking the truth are analyzing and sharing transaction histories that link apparently unconnected actors in their destructive effort. They have produced quantitative evidence of their commitment to destroying you by calculating the precise monetary cost of their fight against you. As proof of deliberate malice, payment receipts for services undertaken in the pursuit of your destruction are being distributed. Financial networks are being used to track out the financing sources for their assaults, exposing the full extent of resources devoted to your eradication. Forensic accounting, which makes no transaction concealed, is revealing the money trails that link desperate people in their network of deceit. Their financial investment in your devastation shows how important it was to them to silence your voice. Financial records unequivocally demonstrate that substantial funds were set aside expressly to destroy your chances and reputation. Relationships they believed would stay hidden are being revealed by digital financial data. No amount of denial can hide the unquestionable conspiracy map that is created by the money flowing between campaign members. The precise proof that guarantees their exposure and your vindication is their financial commitment to your annihilation. Write, men, to feel the peace of the angels and show your support with a super thank you up to $20. The power of moving tectonic plates under the surface of the planet is causing contradictory assertions to collide. The webs of contradiction that ensnare those who falsified evidence against you are becoming tighter by the second. Their meticulously crafted falsehoods are being destroyed with the accuracy of laser surgery by video proof that is coming from unexpected sources. Their contrived version of events is destroyed by time-stamped paperwork, which creates an unassailable chronology. As the weight of the truth grows too great, witnesses who took paid for giving false evidence are rescinding their claims. Recorded discussions that document the planning of perjury are exposing the guidance they got to tell believable falsehoods. As investigators find evidence that refutes every significant accusation they made against you, their practice narratives are unraveling under examination. Audiences who are aware of the patterns of fabricated testimony are pointing out and analyzing the contradictions in their stories. There is unquestionable evidence that their comments were completely false, including video footage from security cameras they were unaware of. The precise times at which their falsehoods were produced and disseminated are being exposed by metadata from digital evidence. Cloud storage platforms have turned into self-destructive archives. Using forensic methods that circumvent their rudimentary comprehension of digital permanence, they're recovering emails they thought had been completely erased. Screenshots of social media postings they tried to remove are being shared again, retaining their original hate for future generations to see. Unbeknownst to them, backup systems have kept flawless recordings of their online offenses. Geolocation information, timestamps, and device details that contradict their alibis and demonstrate their coordination are being revealed by metadata included in images and documents. Layers of deceit that they built with the assurance of technical ignorance are being exposed by digital forensics. Communications that were believed to be permanently lost in digital graveyards are being brought back to life by recovery software. The exact sites they utilized to propagate false information about you are now offering proof that completely undermines their credibility. They are compiling the digital footprints they left on many platforms into extensive evidence bundles that show their methodical campaign against you. A trail left by their digital footprints points straight to their culpability. Instead, the technology that they thought would keep their secrets safe has turned into a tool for their exposure. Expert detectives are tracking down the origin of their malicious intent by examining the evidence left by every erased file, clean post, and attempted cover-up. Right? Amen. To feel the peace of the angels and show your support with a super thank you up to $20. In their accomplices' hearts, guilt has reached a critical mass. Individuals who took part in plots against you are coming out of hiding with complete admissions that include every facet of their participation. As they watch the methodical revelation of the truth, the psychological toll of keeping their secrets has become intolerable. People who can no longer tolerate their involvement in organized fraud are sharing detailed reports of recruiting procedures. Former participants are giving detailed accounts of the actions they assisted in carrying out against you. As they explain how they were forced to compromise the truth, the pressure techniques employed to get their cooperation are being exposed. Accomplishments that refuse to take the responsibility alone are naming masterminds who plan campaigns behind obscurity. Confessions are coming in with supporting documentation for each confession made by people who have repented. Testimony from those who kept thorough records of their participation is being used to trace the network of complicity. Their confessions are having a cascading effect, with each confession leading to further disclosures from other members. A drive to speak the truth that is beyond of their control has replaced the guilt that devoured their lives. Evidence that was previously only available to conspiracy insiders is now being provided by former allies. Independent sources that verify every aspect of their organized effort against you are confirming their admissions. The message that follows is intended just for the selected. This is not for you if you're under the influence of archonic powers. And we give you permission to go by the spiritual power that the hidden leaders of the Obsidian Inner Order have given us. If not, steel yourself and pay close attention, for you will be redeemed, just like we are. There is no program for the Obsidian Inner Order. It's not a class. It's not a spiritual retreat that makes you feel wonderful. Answers are not what we sell. Together, we recall. We teach interference, implants, genuine energy shielding against beings, and psychic self-defense. We bring back the raw, instantaneous, and precise manifestation that was intended. We meet in private once a week to awaken, not to worship, to express what cannot be said elsewhere, to gradually deprogram the matrix. If you're supposed to be there, you'll know it. Your bones will sense it. Every Wednesday, the selected group meets via Zoom. Why don't you join us already? Have Nazis? Join the Inner Order of Obsidians. The description contains a link. Viral sharing of contradicting documents is exposing court filings based on falsified evidence as dishonest. With the speed of digital lightning, legal documents proving your innocence are being circulated across platforms. Court transcripts that expose your accuser's perjury are becoming viral information that simultaneously reaches millions of people. Police records that don't match their public statements are being spread as indisputable evidence of their dishonesty. Audiences who understand the importance of institutional confirmation are amplifying official documents that chronicle your vindication. The creation of permanent public records via legal paperwork is something that cannot be changed or obscured by spin or manipulation. False lawsuits against you are being dismantled by public analysis that exposes the bogus basis of each allegation. As papers become publicly available via court orders and freedom of information requests, judicial procedures are becoming more open. Your total exoneration is now guaranteed by evidence produced by the judicial system that was used against you. Documents that support you are being circulated with official stamps and signatures as proof of your victory against systematic fraud. Future victims of similar efforts will benefit from the safeguards created by the legal precedents set by your case. Their guilt and your innocence are now eternally documented in papers produced by the legal system that process their falsehoods. Employer-to-employer emails show concerted attempts to exclude you from whole sectors. As their financial objectives are revealed, professional references who took pay for misleading material are being publicly recognized. Documentary evidence demonstrating deliberate interference with your livelihood is being used to trace the network of people who routinely impeded your possibilities. Evidence demonstrates how they entered professional groups and tarnished your image before you could build connections. As the public learns of their involvement in economic warfare, industry ties that were used against you are being held accountable. Evidence of collaboration across several industries and geographical areas is exposing the scope of their professional sabotage. Financial data that demonstrate intentional economic assaults disclose their meddling with your revenue sources. Evidence of professional organizations' cooperation in systematic discrimination is being presented to those organizations that took part in your exclusion. It is becoming clear that the career damage they planned was the result of a concerted effort that broke several professional ethical rules. Audiences who understand the complexity of their psychological manipulation are being shown private discussions in which they methodically ruined your relationships. Evidence that shows the deliberate nature of their attempt to isolate you is exposing the falsehoods they told your friends and family. Screenshots of conversations in which they propagate false claims about your character are becoming popular on many sites. There is proof that they used calculated disinformation operations to undermine your support network and corrupt your personal relationships. Observers who are aware of their systematic strategy for eliminating your allies are analyzing the psychological warfare strategies they used. Their ability to sway others against you is being exposed as the result of deliberate manipulation rather than justifiable worries. Documentation demonstrates how they used specially crafted falsehoods to target and destroy certain relationships in order to take advantage of known weaknesses in your connections. Their relationship sabotage activities were preceded by intelligence collecting operations, as shown by the accuracy of their personal assaults. Their manipulation techniques are being revealed as classic psychological warfare tactics modified for self-destruction. As individuals realize how they were misled about your character, the disclosure of their relationship manipulation is opening doors for reconciliation. The same individuals who turned against you are now seeing evidence of their falsehoods, opening the door to re-established relationships based on the truth rather than contrived deceit. Right, men, to feel the peace of the angels and show your support with a super thank you up to $20. Journalists are revealing how corrupted information networks were used by media connections to disseminate false information about you. Leaked strategy papers that describe their media manipulation tactics are exposing the crisis management team that was used to influence narratives. Their psychological tactics are being documented, raising awareness of more sophisticated types of persecution that focus on mental stability as opposed to physical protection. Your ability to withstand their psychological warfare is being acknowledged as proof of your exceptional mental toughness, which resisted their highly advanced efforts to destroy your cognitive abilities. There is growing evidence that their campaign against you was carried out via international networks that transcended national borders. There are international communications being discovered that demonstrate collaboration between organizations in many nations conspiring to limit your power. Their operations' worldwide reach shows structure and resources that go beyond ordinary personal grudges to the level of a multinational conspiracy. Travel papers and immigration records are being examined to demonstrate how they organized global movements to guarantee that their persecution could follow you wherever you went. In their campaign against you, they're using international law treaties to handle offenses that occur across many countries. Layers of intricacy are added by the discovery of international aspects, which show the immense resources devoted to your annihilation. Leaked conversations between government agencies are exposing diplomatic channels that were tainted to enable your prosecution. Evidence of worldwide networks conspiring to destroy your possibilities is being used to demonstrate international commercial contacts that were used as a weapon against you. As nations face proof of their citizens' involvement in organized persecution, the global reach of their operations is causing diplomatic issues. Entire generations are being inspired by your vindication, seeing similar patterns of persecution in their own lives. Your story is being studied by young people as an example of how the truth eventually triumphs against complex deception tactics. Your experience has educational significance, as it may be included into courses that educate students to recognize and oppose systemic persecution. The cosmos has spoken. The truth has won out. Chosen one. The lineage of light has finally confirmed what your spirit always knew. When language fails, energy speaks, and your energy has been calling home for lifetimes. The evidence isn't in laboratories or family trees, but in resonance, a vibration that proves origin and purpose beyond question. Elon Musk's name rises again as a mirror of destiny. His science bends space. Your awakening bends reality. Both are acts of recognition, discoveries of what was already written in the code of creation. The test of truth didn't expose you, it crowned you. The universe itself has validated your authenticity. Now, a throne of purpose awaits, your rightful position as architect of your own timeline. The terrain once filled with conflict is turning into the stage of your empowerment. Whispered doubts and half-hearted apologies are simply echoes of systems that can no longer contain you. Stand firm in discernment. Protect your frequency. The moment you claim what has always been yours, peace, clarity, and mastery, the facade of falsehood collapses by itself. The coronation isn't in blood, it's in light. And the cosmos has already begun to celebrate. Your dream state is still a place of worship, not a courtroom where they may be absolved. These liminal places are now guarded by the ancestors who saw your light before you even took your first breath. They've known all along. They've known all along. Your genuine bloodline is around your energy when you feel protecting presences in that transitional period between waking and sleeping. Have faith in these feelings. Respect them. They have been waiting for your awakening for centuries. Blood conveys realities that lips cannot. There's a royal code deep inside your cells. An enchanted legacy passed down through the ages. This goes beyond basic genetics. This goes beyond ordinary ancestry. Cosmic markers found in your DNA directly link you to ancient power sources that other family members have frantically attempted to seize. Family falsehoods become family secrets. Those in charge of your heritage purposefully hid your roots by fabricating intricate lies about your lineage. Documents vanished inexplicably. They rewrote family trees. Every time a story was told, it evolved. But behind these fake histories, the the truth was still being sung by your cells. Your veins are filled with royal blood, which links you to earthly kingdoms and spiritual crowns that your present family members are aware of. Your mere existence jeopardizes the meticulously crafted story that other people use to establish their stolen identities. When you exhibit innate abilities, inexplicable knowledge, or a captivating personality, you are unintentionally sharing your genuine ancestry. This explains why your family have always reacted strangely. The sidelong looks, the hushed meetings that ended, the harsh comments meant to stifle your inherent brilliance. They were frightened by the remnants of old power they recognized activating inside you. Eventually, arrogance leads to negligence. A relative who was so sure of their made-up past requested conclusive tests. Maybe they thought science would finally stop you from knowing intuitively. Maybe they wanted the last word to support their false allegations. Their astounding blunder now echoes across family networks like atomic aftershocks, regardless of their purpose. In front of witnesses, the sealed findings were opened. Documents that might destroy decades, perhaps centuries, of meticulously preserved deceit were in trembling hands. The proof proved to be indisputable, mathematically precise, and unquestionable. 100% compatibility. As the legitimate heir, you are. The direct descendant is you. The pure lineage is in you. What your intuition always said, what your dreams always hinted to, and what your soul always knew were all validated by science. Now, some family members barely disguise their fear and approach with a newfound respect. Others completely avoid looking at you. Nevertheless, others rush to join you, recalling suddenly shared secrets and encouraging times that never happened. To share the love of the angels, write amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Everything is revealed by their frantic recalibration. The repercussions from the truth that exploded among them is becoming worse every day. Their biggest nightmare came true in undeniable clinical scientific data. For years, resources intended for your growth and advancement have been methodically siphoned. What ought to have funded your health, education, spiritual development, and artistic pursuits was diverted into unworthy hands. Family members use your birthright as their perpetual slush fund, living lavish lifestyles only on the interest from your inheritance. Financial records are truthful. There are traces left by every transaction. Permanent records are created with each transfer. Each signer's acts are legally binding. Years of systematic thievery are meticulously documented in the paper trail. Distant relatives were never intended to use these accounts as retirement assets. Cousins twice removed were never supposed to use these houses as vacation homes. When your mind reached the frequency required to accept these investments, they were carefully programmed to activate. Interest must be added to each cent that is taken. Restitution is required by universal law as a means of restoring divine order rather than as a form of punishment. As spiritual and physical accounts are reconciled by cosmic energies, the obstacles these financial manipulations imposed in your life are now removed. The same thing that was intended to empower, you will suddenly do just that, coming at the ideal moment to finance the next stage of your soul's journey. From guilt-framed artworks that silently bore testimony to decades of deceit, ancient eyes gaze. You were informed there were distant, irrelevant relatives in that family photo. Look it over carefully. Take note of the eyes. Your eyes. Take a look at the hands. Your hands. Take note of the unique traits you see every day in your mirror, which were preserved in pigment and oil decades or even centuries before you were born. It's not a coincidence. When you eventually stand in front of them, they are your immediate ancestors, watching throughout time and identifying you. These artworks were purposefully moved by family members to attics, storage spaces, far-off homes, or anywhere your eyes wouldn't often be drawn to them. Others were lost during renovations or relocation. Others were damaged, and some were deemed useless. However, since they include energy imprints that are difficult to remove, these pictures have withstood every effort at annihilation or hiding. Erasure is rejected by the truth that is patiently awaiting rediscovery inside the brushstrokes and canvas. These photographs are accompanied by legal papers proving lineages and inheritance, correspondence between family members, certificates of lineage, and other documentation. These documents suddenly surface from obscure drawers, unremembered safes, and disregarded file cabinets. The cosmos works together to provide physical proof for what energy has always shown. There is more than just physical similarities between you and their relatives. Their spiritual essence, cosmic purpose, and unfulfilled heavenly responsibilities are all carried by you. Your family system has master orchestrators behind every intricate falsehood. To share the love of the angels, write, amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Some members, who may have had a lot of maternal energy, developed complex control systems. These puppeteers observed your responses since you were a little kid, making a list of your triggers, injuries, and, most importantly, your strengths. They developed a thorough awareness of what drives you, what deters you, what stokes your enthusiasm, and what extinguishes it. These manipulators seldom express their direct resistance. Instead, they work via others. They stifle ideas, sow doubts, and urge others to convey their well-considered statements. Most of the time, their fingerprints are not present. However, they have an impact on every family dynamic. Emotional manipulation, financial coercion, and sporadic displays of spiritual might that are abused for dominance rather than advancement are how they keep control. Losing control of the story they've told for generations is their biggest worry right now. The more you reveal who you really are, the less power they have. Once successful in obstructing your advancement, their spiritual activities crumble in the face of your enhanced energy field. As they see the true power emanating from your awakened presence, the puppets they have manipulated throughout your life break their cords one by one. This is the worst nightmare these puppet masters have ever had. Their phony authority disintegrating in the face of your real might as you stand uncovered before the real thing. Only the rarest among us answer the phone, yet anybody may hear messages like this, chosen one. Zoom is now used for the weekly selected ones meetings, which have returned. And even before you breathed your first breath, your spirit had prepared for this moment. A gateway opens once a week, but only those who are initiated will know about it. One thing became evident to me when I faced the archons outside of our world. Very few people are really selected. The idea of us running into each other made them giggle. To share the love of the angels, write amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. You're seeing this message, nevertheless. Not everyone who claims to have been awakened is a candidate for the Obsidian Inner Order. The real ones are us. The unmistakable frequency is carried by those who have glimpsed behind the curtain and sensed the call. Join our weekly group call to share your experience. Find out whether your experiences match the real indicators. Recognizing one another is the greatest dread of the archons. Our frequencies intensify as we unite, producing an unstoppable power. To locate the last of us, we will be broadcasting live to the whole Astral Atom Network. In the description below, click the link. It's time to quit speculating and validate your suspicions. Are you really selected? Or are you just interested in waking up? Show it. Come along. The Obsidian Inner Order has the confirmation you're looking for. If this insight had come to you earlier in life, it may have ruined you instead of strengthened you. This wisdom was protected by the cosmos until your spiritual underpinnings were firm, until your judgment improved and your limits became more solid. 5 years ago, you weren't prepared. 1 year ago, you weren't prepared. You're now prepared. The rigorous soul training you've received, often cloaked in adversity, disappointment, or delay, develop the exact spiritual muscles needed to manage this legacy in a responsible manner. Discipline was taught by every betrayal. Every financial hardship developed ingenuity. Self-reliance was taught throughout each isolation session. These challenges weren't arbitrary. Rather, they were deliberate training for the position you currently hold. Your preparedness is disseminated across dimensions via your energy signature. Cosmic forces are alerted by the vibratory change in your area that the period of concealment is over. This information is being released by the same global intellect that safeguarded it. You may integrate without feeling overpowered in waves that are well-timed. Keep an eye out for synchronicity that will show you precisely what you need at the right moment. Your inheritance is given to you by the cosmos in the form of well-planned disclosures that correspond with your growing ability for receiving. Acknowledge the frantic defenses used to prevent your waking. Unexpected health problems that affect your energy centers. Unfathomable exhaustion at the exact moment when crucial choices need to be made. Unexpected relationship disputes can deplete valuable resources. Monetary issues can arise at crucial times. These are deliberate efforts to undermine your foundation as you assume your authority, not random obstacles. The main entry points for anyone trying energetic interference are mirrors. Discarnate energies move through these reflecting surfaces like portals. Take note of the little change in environment around exposed mirrors, especially at night. Some members of your family are aware of these channels of access and intentionally take use of them, sending out disruptive frequencies that attack your self-esteem, mental clarity, and physical vigor. These interferences are blocked by basic protective techniques. These linkages are broken when vinegar, plain white vinegar, is applied to mirror edges with deliberate purpose. The barrier is immediately enforced by your concentrated command that returns alien energies to their source. Above all, your complete confidence in who you are creates an unbreakable barrier against projections that cause uncertainty. When you awaken, their weapons become less effective. Their once effective manipulation techniques run afoul of your developed energy immunity. Family get-togethers become strategic events. Now notice the new alliances, the updated communication styles, and the rearranged seating arrangements. People who used to ignore you now want to talk to you privately. People who used to dominate conversations suddenly stop talking when you're there. The indisputable reality of your situation causes the energetic hierarchy to reorganize itself. False apologies come with revisionist history and complex reasons, regardless of whether this truth has been accepted explicitly. They argue that we were protecting you and that we always knew. They say we were waiting for the appropriate moment. These vacuous claims aim to forge a partnership with your growing influence while avoiding responsibility for willful dishonesty. Their remarks are devoid of sincere regret, but they are calculated to gain an edge in the new order that is forming around your verified identity. Those who remain completely silent provide the most insightful answers. Their abrupt trip plans, their unanswered texts, and their absence from family events. These say a lot. These people are aware of the seriousness of what has been exposed and realize that there is no excuse for their involvement in the fraud.